Commanders fans, oh my goodness, I can't even give you a let's go because this one is going to sting because many are going to remember. Well, a lot of you know. We'll get to that play a little bit later because it's funny. I do think this was an amazing Jayden game. And I understand I'm a Jayden homer fanboy. I feel like I am mostly objective when I do the film studies of JD5, but the truth is he is out here playing without Terry McLaurin, and Austin Eckler obviously is out for the season. And Deebo Samuel just continues to make big plays. Here he is breaking the tackle of a defensive end and falling forward for a first. This is just very unlike Jayden. In the red zone and obviously extended red zone, this is where he's at his best, and he just throws a pick that, in particular, he is very good at not throwing. With Jayden, obviously, with his playmaking ability, he does have a deeper drop. So, maybe the drop was supposed to be here. I don't know. Tries to fit this in to Deebo Samuel, and Brisker just undercuts it. And even if it wasn't undercut, this is going to be an absolute massive shot with Bird at the safety spot here. So, sometimes you have to take shots. Okay. Me at, what's the DC bar I would go to? Either way, I miss living in the nation's capital. Tough start. Tough start. But this is a benefit of Jayden being your quarterback. He's athletic enough to make the tackle. So Bill fumbles, and now you are down 13-0. Caleb is finally playing like competent football. So I just got done doing my Jaguars film study. The opposite of Trevor Lawrence is Jayden Daniels because he is good, and he throws a strike here for a nice game. All right, so every team on planet Earth is going to run this play until it actually gets stopped. It's so hard. It is so hard to stop this. And Sark, I think, was the first person to run this publicly, and then the Chiefs brought it to the NFL, fake the reverse, and fake the handoff. Where it really fools teams is when the tight end is coming around because it looks like it's just a counter GY. So it's not that fake. It's this fake that really gets you, okay? Because with this tight end coming around, you're thinking that this is just a counter handoff, and then you actually are flipping it back this way to Jalen Lane. All right, it's really hard to stop this run. Rarely does it go for a touchdown, but you're getting a solid 9 or so every single time, and you get a really fast ball carrier, a lot of steam down. And once again, Jayden already was not working with an elite wide receiver core. So you take Terry McLaurin out, you take Noah Brown out, you finally get him Deebo Samuel, and he's throwing to Chris Moore. Chris Moore. That's who he's throwing to. Can someone tell me what college Chris Moore went to? Great catch, by the way. My overall point with Chris Moore, though, is that I get sick and tired of people doing the weapons excuses for some quarterbacks, but not pointing out enough when the good quarterbacks make it work with scraps, okay? So, obviously, this has just been converted a gazillion times over. Zach Ertz just basically boxing out DBs. You pick up a first. So, we've reached the midway portion of this game. Please drop a subscribe, like, all that good stuff. And don't forget, we started a TikTok and Instagram account. I included both of those in the chat down below. Some bonus plays that you won't see here. You hit Zach Ertz on the end breaker. That's always a really tough guard for the backer. And then we're getting special with Jayden. Okay? This is cut off, so I don't have my all 22 just yet. And, yeah, I mean, could you just hit this in the flat to Bill? Sure, but Brisker's right there. Jayden could just do Jayden things, which he does. 2 hands on the football, and now he is just running into space. All right, this was a dirty pocket. This linebacker has a leverage advantage, but the angle just does not matter, and Jayden is able to run, and I believe this was his long run on the season. How about that? So I actually think this was Jayden's long run on the year. Either way, He ran pretty well tonight, like typical Jayden Daniels, okay? Faster than the green line. Or I was trying to think, which was the fast subway car that I would take in DC? Wait, none of them were actually fast. Jaden's faster. Or someone tell me, has the public transportation in DC actually gotten better? It's been a good decade since I've been. 4th and 2. I heard Aikman on the broadcast bring up that if Jayden actually led the running back here, that this is going for a touchdown. I just don't know if that's true or not. Back shouldering this is indeed the safer throw. Okay, the first read oftentimes on mesh rail, which this is, you're running mesh with the rail route, is a running back. So yeah, I guess if you lead him perfectly and he's still running, you could just hit him perfectly in stride. This is the safer throw. We got to make sure we get this conversion down by 6. And we also know McNichols is really good after the catch. There was also still a safety back, so there you go. So then we get to here, so much of the game of football now is just low 8-eye quick screens, and the actual explosives that are hit is when the quick screen gets miscommunicated and everybody's flying downfield to stop Deebo on the quick screen, and it's a vertical being run behind it that actually gets the big gain. Okay, so everyone is flying down to stop Deebo, and then the vertical is wide open. Believe it or not, one of Jayden Daniels' best friends on the planet Earth scored a wide open touchdown, and his name is BTJ on the same exact route on the first drive of the game versus the Seahawks. So this is common, but good for Luke McCaffrey's stats, baby. Field goal kicking in the NFL has gotten better, but it's also been a good year for block kicks and blocked punts. And, well, you block a kick and you get the football back. God, Zach Ertz is so good at selling his routes. Okay, this is honestly nasty. I know this DB has to sort through running behind McCaffrey, and you're thinking this is a quick out. But even Ertz at his age, look at how much wasted movement there is. It's hardly any, okay? Really sell that you're running it out and then cut it back to the inside. It's just sexy, sexy, sexy stuff from JD5 and Zach Ertz. One of the best QB and tight end duos in the NFL. Jalen Lane, playing football as God intended for wide receivers, wearing a jersey number in the 80s. God, I miss it. It is nostalgia. It gets me erotic about the game of football. And at the bottom of your screen, he's impressed man. If you are recruited, if you are known for your speed, you've got to be able to make defenses pay for playing you impress man. So good stuff right here by Jaden. Jaden is one of the best deep ball throwers in the history of college football. In fact, he is the best. And, Lee just absolutely dusts 29 here. Good throw, good safety play to make the touchdown saver, and it's just really good offense. Okay, let's get to the Zach Ertz touchdown. What a freaking player. So, we've talked about this before, and I appreciate all the Giants fans showing me love on my Jackson Dart videos. Obviously, if you're a Commanders fan, you want to check in on your NFC East foe. One thing Dart does a really good job is working the boundary, and in particular, working the boundary to the tight end and running back side. This is honestly really good reading of the game by Jayden Daniels as well, because pre-snap, what the Bears are trying to show you is, look, you got 3-on-3 on this side. 1, 2, 3 guys on 3 over here. But watch what happens at the snap. The middle backer runs over here to wall off this side, okay? And guess what? Jaden sees it. So he decides to work over here to the boundary. Now, one thing you have to do as a defense, one very popular route, is a corner route. And it's actually Zach Ertz who makes this touchdown happen. It's a good throw, but watch what Zach does here. Once again, he sells his routes really well. You can see his helmet is poking this way as if he is running a corner into this space. Okay? Then, snap. Look at how hard he snaps right here. Boom. And Jaden sees it. This pocket of space is here. He has his safety flat-footed, and all you got to do is just throw it to the big-bodied Ertz. Man, that is a really good throw. You could not place that any better. It's just perfect red zone quarterback and tight end play. God, this was a bizarre play call right here. It's 3rd and 10. Field goal here is pretty big. You run all deep stuff over here, and then Zach Ertz's route is also very deep. Some yards here are very big in this weather climate. So you just want Ertz to turn right here. Obviously, it's easier to say from here. Let's first start with the protection. They run a twist here that's just not picked up well at all. It's honestly really bad, and Tunsil's had a really good season. Sees it late 55s through. This DT's basically also through. This end is also just caving in the right tackle on this side. This is just a mess. It's a mess, okay? And Jaden does a good job of just finding a way out of it. There weren't any crossers. There weren't any short answers, which is crazy because they showed an all-out blitz. And this is actually Ertz right here. Ugh. What happens on 3rd and 13? He makes a play. And, you know, I flame Ben Johnson for even giving Jaden the football back. You're playing with fire, okay? It is just a check down, but that's why on these 3rd downs, give him a check down. Give him something over the intermediate middle. And Jeremy McNichols, who is just very underrated after the touch, just picks this up. I mean, that is just a crazy run. And then once you saw this right here, you thought, okay, this is ice water in his veins, typical Jaden stuff. I mean, this is Josh Sweat. This is a really good defensive end. No problem. And look, Sweat didn't even get a hand on him. You know how hard that is? Do you know how hard that is? And Jaden's able to basically almost pick up this first down. And then we get to here, and it is entirely on Jaden that he does fumble this ball. It's wet. You're not used to playing in wet temperatures. I would love to actually go back and look to see how many true... Let me run through all the LSU games. And I'd have to go through all the Commanders games from last year. But you guys let me know, how many rainy, inclement games did he actually play in? And the fact that this game started dry and then it became inclement, if it never rains, this never happens. But you still can't lose the ball. I mean, he would tell you basically the same thing. So this was still a good Jaden game. This was an abnormal mistake that he's just never going to make again. The defense didn't do anything to force this error. And Jaden was going to change the narrative from this game to why in the world is Ben Johnson from an aggressive Detroit Lions background punting the football back to Jayden Daniels on 4th and short. So, yeah, I mean, it's not on Bill. It's on Jaden. But he was still really good in this game. Comment below your thoughts. Are you concerned at all about this NFC East race? I mean, God, this would have been a nice win with the Eagles in a tough spot right now. But it is what it is. It is! Power. I can't watch it anymore. I got to stop it. Power. Hour. NFL. Boom! JD, still the best quarterback in the NFC. Including Baker Mayfield. He is playing unbelievable. Tonight we're doing... steaks.